Hey, Cham here of InMotion.press, and today I'm gonna look into the solutions on creating cinema graphs. And so before marketers out there will fire you with a lot of promotions and hypes about these softwares, I'm here to demonstrate to you how these things work and for you to have a good decision on what solution you need to have that works for you. And if you enrolled to Motion Ads before, you already know me as someone who first taught this in this marketplace. I released Motion Ads last year on September of 2016, which is still what I believe is the best cinema graph creation training in this marketplace. And the main software that I taught inside the training is Adobe Photoshop, because it's what I believe is the best software that you can use to create professional looking cinema graphs. However, I do understand that for some of you, Photoshop is somewhat complicated, and so you're looking for a software that is easier for you to use. And so after that training, we actually planned to create our own app for this one. And so we looked for a candidate and we found one, and we were really hoping to release an app on November of last year. Unfortunately, there were some issues with the lead programmer. They said that he had some family problems, so he had to leave the team, and so the app was discontinued. But we still talked with the team that we hired, and we were still hoping to push to release the app on January. But again, they said that they were not able to continue the codes because the lead programmer who started it left the team, and so they don't know how to continue. And so because of that, we were not able to continue the release of the app. And then Flickgraph came, and as you may know, I did a video about this before and I shared my thoughts about it, and I really think that they copied this idea from me. Probably not, but that was really my feeling at that time, and I was somewhat upset because they released an app before us. But upon reviewing the app, I saw that it just has some basic features, so I said in that video before that we will make a better app than this one. But again, it was not continued. And then right now, there's also this other app called Graphitii, made by the Videos team. And if you purchase Videos and Prospector, you know that this team is creating quality apps, and now they also made their own app for cinema graph creation. And so my job right now is to look into these solutions, and I'll do my best to be transparent and honest here to show you how these things work, and again for you to have a sound decision on what app that you will get. And so let me start by looking into Flickgraph. And don't worry if I was upset about this before. Right now, it's totally okay. And as I already said, I don't have any problem with the creator of this team. In fact, I promoted some of Andrew's products like Flick Dramatizer and Flick GIF because I can see that they also have potential. But I just want to tell you that stories for you to have some background on the things that happened in my end. But right now, I'll do my best to review this and show you what you will get as an end user once you use these programs. And so as you can see, I'm now here in the dashboard of Flickgraph. And for you to start, just click this plus button and find a video that you want to use for your cinema graph. And for now, let me use this one. We click that, then click open, and it's loading the video for me. There we go. And the next thing that I can do is just choose some part of the clip that I want to use, because for a cinema graph you don't really have to choose a very long video, because anyway what you're doing is to loop the video once it's done. So probably let's choose until here, and once that's done, let me just click this one to lock that clip. There we go. After that, what I need to do is choose a still frame that I want to use on top of this video, and I can just use anywhere here, maybe this part, and then just click this one again to lock it, and then just click this camera icon to choose that as my still photo. Once I do, as you can see, I have two choices for my loop right here. I can do a reverse, and I can also do a bounce, and as you can see, I can even do them together. And probably right now, let me just choose reverse. After that, as you can see, I now have a brush here, and I can control the size of my brush, the opacity, as well as the smoothness. And I guess this is what I like with Flickgraph, because they kind of followed how it is done in Photoshop, where you can control the opacity, size, and smoothness of your brush. And for now, let's make the opacity 100% and probably the smoothness somewhere here. And this is the part that I want to loop and animate forever, while this part of the road will just become a still photo. So let me brush this part right here. Here we go. And once I do, as you can see, this part now is continually looping forever, while this other part of the clip is just a still photo. But as you can see, I made some mistake right there, and I guess I brushed some part that I should not brush. And what I like about Flickgraph is that if I will toggle this button here, there's this unerase tool. And what I can do is just, click that part that I want to unerase. And so it's now corrected. And basically, that's just how this app works. And if you're just making a basic cinema graph like this one, this tool can probably work for you. Unfortunately, there's no way to add some text or add some color grading to your cinema graph. So if you want, you can prepare this first from a video editor like Camtasia or something. Maybe add some text from there first, and also do some color grading if you wanted to, and then export that video before importing here. And then it will be here that you choose some part that you want to loop forever, and then some part will be just become still frame like this one. And once you're happy with everything, you can now export your video by clicking this button here, export video. And as you can see, you can choose two formats, which are MP4 and GIF. Another good thing about Flickgraph. And then you can choose the folder where you wanna render your video, add a file name, and then as you can see, you also have some choices of the resolution that you wanna use. But let me just cancel this for now and show you as well how this is done using Graphitii, and just for me to compare the two and for you to see what will be the option that works better for you. Alright, so as you can see, I'm now here in the dashboard of Graphitii, and compared to Flickgraph, this is a web app, meaning you don't have to download and install anything. So you can just access the app anywhere. So even if you're on travel and you don't have the laptop that you're using to edit photos and videos, you can still use this as long as there's an internet connection. You can use Graphitii. Aside from that, they said that this can be used in mobile devices as well, which is also cool, although I still have to try that myself, but that's one of the features that they said Graphitii has. And so let me demonstrate to you how to use this app as well. And so for me to start, let me just click this button and then grab the video that I want to use for this one. Here's the video that I want to use, the same video that I used inside Flickgraph. And once I choose that, as you can see, it's uploading the video. And this can take some time depending on your internet connection. And by the way, as you have noticed, I'm actually recording this video in another computer because for some reason the internet at home is not working well, and so I have to go to another place that has a better connection. And that's one of the downsides of using a web app. Although the good thing, as I said earlier, is that you can use it anywhere you want as long as you have a good internet connection. The downside is that if your connection is not so good, then it can take some time before your video will be uploaded. But where I am at right now has a good internet connection, and so the uploading happened fast. And so what I recommend here is that if you have a video clip that you want to use, probably it's a good idea to cut that clip first with any video editing tool that you have before importing it inside Graphitii, so that the uploading will be faster. Alright, so as you can see, the video is now uploaded, and the next thing that I have to do is to select a video thumbnail for my video. For now, let me just choose this thumbnail and then click next step. Here we go. After that, the next thing that I can do is maybe shorten the clip if I wanted to. Although for now, let me just choose the entire clip and then again click next step. Click OK. And then here, I can resize my brush, the brush that I can use to choose the part that I want to loop forever. So let me do that. Let me now brush the part that I want to animate. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, I just brushed the part that I want to animate, but as you can see, the downside inside Graphitii is that you don't have an option to, adjust the opacity and the smoothness of your brush. So as you can see, the edges of that part that I brushed is very harsh. Aside from that, there's also no erase option or unerase option like we have in Flickgraph, wherein, if you made some mistakes in doing your brush, then there's no way to unselect that part. The only option that I can see here is the reset button, where you need to start all over and do your brushing. So let me just continue and show you some other things that you can do here, which is you can add a text. And as you can see, I can choose font types from here. I can choose a font size and font color. Let me choose white for now. Then position this wherever I want. Then let's type something. This is Graphitii. And maybe make my font size bigger. There we go. Again, I can position it maybe somewhere here. Alright. So once I'm happy with everything, all I have to do is click next step, click OK, and then I can now click save. There we go. And as you can see, compared to Flickgraph, I don't have an option to export this as MP4 or GIF. Rather, what I have here is a share link. And this is already the future of videos and images, wherein you can just, grab an embed code or a link that you can share to social media places and maybe embed that in your own website. And whether this is good or not, it really depends upon your purpose. If you want to render something that you can use offline, like what I taught inside Motion Ads, unfortunately you don't have that option inside Graphitii. But if you just want to use this online in your own website or in social media places like what you can see here, then this can be a good feature because you don't have to render and wait for some time and re-upload that video again or that animated GIF again to use it online. But then again, there's another downside here because like I taught inside Motion Ads, it's a great idea to use this for your video ads, and unfortunately you cannot render this as an MP4, to upload it on Facebook and use it for your video ad. So again, whether this is good or bad really depends on your purpose. But basically that's how Graphitii works. And let me show you one more thing here that they lack at the moment. So here's another project I just did. And one thing that I forgot to mention in the first project that I did is that Graphitii does not have an option to do the looping at the moment. So inside Flickgraph, you can do it by, just bouncing your video back and forth just to make the looping go seamless. But inside Graphitii, you don't have that option yet. And so while I really love the vision of Graphitii, in fact, with the app that I was planning to create, I was thinking of the same thing. I was thinking of creating a web app that has some, basic options that you can use to create cinema graphs easily. But as of right now, Graphitii still lacks some features that needed to create professional looking cinema graphs. And I already told this to Joey Soto, who is one of the developers of this app, and he said that they are already working on it. And I understand that as of right now, while I'm making this video, they are still in the early development of this app. And I know that these guys are creating quality app, and as long as he is a man of his word, which I know he is, I do believe that in the future they are going to include these features that they don't have right now. So even if this app is like this at the moment, I'm pretty sure that they are going to improve this in the long run. And again, I do believe in what these guys do, so I still think that this app has a great potential. And so now that I demonstrate to you Flickgraph and Graphitii, you might be asking what then is the best option for you. Well, it really depends on what you wanted to do. If you want to use a web app, then you can consider Graphitii, because as I said, you can just use this app wherever you want as long as you have a good internet connection. But if you do more things offline and it's fine for you to, download an app and install it in your computer and do your cinema graph from there, then Flickgraph can be an option for you, especially at the moment that Flickgraph has a more complete feature such as their brush, and I like the way they created their brush where you can control the opacity and smoothness of your brush. They also have a good looping option, which Graphitii still don't have at the moment, although like I said, I do believe that they are adding that feature very soon as well. But to be honest, if you ask me if what I personally choose between the two, well, what I can say is that if you're just creating basic cinema graphs, then you can choose either of the two. But if you really wanted to create more professional looking cinema graphs, then I highly recommend that you join my motion ads training, because so far Graphitii and Flickgraph does not yet have those advanced features that you need to learn for you to create better looking cinema graphs. And I'm pretty sure that the developers of this app will tell you that you can use this to provide this as a service to clients. But to be honest, if you're planning to provide cinema graph creation for clients, then I don't think either of these tools are really useful for you to create such great looking cinema graphs for clients. If you're planning to provide cinema graph creation for clients, as of right now, the best tool that I still highly recommend you to use is Adobe Photoshop, because using this tool, you can create high quality cinema graphs, and you can learn how to do that from my motion ads training. So again, right now you have three options, and I'll just add the buttons below. If you consider to grab Flickgraph, then there's a button right there that you can use. If you also plan to use Graphitii, then there's a button below this video as well. But if you really want to go more professional and create better looking cinema graphs, what I highly recommend is you join my motion ads training. And again, you can just see the button below to join us there. And again, this is my honest and personal opinion about these solutions that you can use to create cinema graphs. So I don't know, it's really up to you. And I hope that through this video, you can have a sound decision on what options you need to go for. And so, alright, that's it in this video, and I look forward to seeing you using any of this. Whatever it is, it's really up to you. If you will ask me personally, because I am more of a professional video editor and graphic designer, of course I will still use Adobe Photoshop and maybe sometimes After Effects. But again, I do understand that for some of you, Photoshop might be complicated, and so you can either go for Flickgraph or Graphitii. Although, like I said, the cinema graphs that you can create from this app are just the basic ones. If you really want to create great looking and professional looking cinema graphs, then I'm inviting you to join us inside Motion Ads. Alright, so that's it for now, and thanks a lot for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you choosing the best option that works well for you. My name is Chem, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.